Good, it's good. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Cheers. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you. So it's nice to meet you, finally. I rescheduled this session a lot, so sorry for that, and thank you for agreeing with the reschedulings. And yeah, and also thank you for participating in the project. Much appreciated.
Sure. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you today about confidence. And I would like to start asking you if you consider yourself to be a confident person.
Okay, that's a complicated question to start. Firstly, I think in many situations I am confident, and depending on how you feel, obviously in yourself, and depending what the situation is, that's going to influence your confidence. So the simple answer is it depends on the situation, but overall, I will always state my opinion, to say what I think, and try to complete a task the best I can, and try to believe in myself, even if I don't feel completely confident in myself saying or doing a certain activity.
So you're saying that even though you might not feel that confidence in yourself, you inside, on the outside, you still try to perform as if you had the confidence?
So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Teaching English, or teaching in general.
Mm-hmm.
I teach football as well. I feel fairly confident doing this. But for example, confident, but I would feel confident enough in myself to try to learn the skill and to try to overcome challenges instead of being too afraid to face these challenges. But inside, I wouldn't necessarily feel confident learning a new skill because you haven't had experience. So
Yeah.
yeah, as I say, it always depends on the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. That is interesting. Yeah. I think for me it works sort of the same way. I will try my best to complete everything that I how can I say this that I help me. I I how can that I propose, that I set my intention to? Can I say that? Yes.
Uh,
Uh
Start your phrase again.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
understand the
Yeah,
meaning.
of course, of course. I mean that even though I might not be confident, I will try to make myself complete any task that
Or
I
activity.
or activity that I intended to do, that I don't want to say forced myself into doing. It's just that or challenged. It's not the best word. I don't know if there is a good word. That so I'll give you an example. I okay. So this channel that I just started, it is something that terrifies me, but I do want to get better at being at speaking in public, especially in other languages. I would like to be great at it, but at the same time, it is not like it is not in. It feels like it is not in my nature. Like it's not something that I would do. Can I say with my eyes closed? Do you have that expression in English?
So
Or in my sleep,
yeah, to
maybe?
do something with your eyes closed. Yeah, to do something with your eyes closed just means it is really easy for you.
Yeah, yeah. So this is not easy, and yeah, but I'll do it anyway because I set that intention that I will do it. So I will do it even if it terrifies me, even if I'm very scared, even if I might be judged, or uh, uh, even if I'm really afraid of what others might think.
Good.
Yeah,
The opinions of others, or if you make a mistake, you're still willing to go ahead and attempt to complete whatever task or activity
yeah,
you are trying to complete.
exactly, exactly. But I think the difference between us, if I understood correctly what you meant, what you said, is that I understood that you, even though you might not be that confident, you will perform as if you were. And I won't. Everyone will notice that I'm so insecure about what I'm doing. I will do it anyway, but everyone could tell, like, yeah, you know, you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I think it can be anything from learning a new skill, but another example would be having a difficult conversation with a friend or a family member.
yeah,
Like inside, you feel nervous, and it's maybe something that you don't really want to do, but it's something you have to do. So the way to approach the situation is to approach it confidently, and in that way, the other person could feel confident and feel more secure when you're having this difficult conversation. So yeah, I will try to look confident in some situations, but at the same time, you have to be honest and say, okay, this is actually difficult, and I don't feel comfortable doing this.
yeah, yeah. So I was watching a channel on YouTube. The name of the channel is Charisma on Command. I don't know if you heard of
Right?
this
I
channel.
do know it. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
they were talking about this guy from this TV show called Mad Men. Have you watched it? I haven't.
yeah. I've seen that then.
Y-
Mm-hmm.
You know Mad Men? Cool, cool. Now I do want to watch
Absolutely,
it.
I love that.
Really cool. So you understand what I mean, what I'm about to say. I haven't watched it, but after I saw this, can I say analyze this analysis on this channel?
And that analysis. Yeah.
Analysis. I want to watch it. So they were talking about confidence. So they were using the main character named Don, I guess, if I remember. Is it Don?
Don Draper. Yeah,
Don? Yeah.
Don Draper.
Don Draper?
Don Draper.
Okay, Don Draper. Yeah, thank you. So they were using this character, and they were saying they were analyzing how confident he was. So the first thing about him was that he was very relaxed. The way that he would position himself, his body, were in a way, in a casual way, in a casual manner, the way he would sit in a chair. So the, even though he might inside he would be maybe stressed, but the way he would carry his body would be really, really relaxed. So others would think that he was confident all the time. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they had some scenes where he was like sitting and walking and drinking, and people, and he was really, really relaxed, and people, they looked tense, and I could identify myself as one of those people being very rigid in a situation. So
Mhm.
something that I learned. The second thing was Don, he is non-reactive. So it was a valuable advice that actually usually Don, if he is put under some situation where he needs to give an answer, or where he could lose everything, he would pause, he would take 20 seconds. And usually we think, I mean, I do think that that is weakness when you stop. Right, it was like, for me, I would have to be giving answers all the time, but that way you like sometimes even overreacting, like if you're pushed and you don't stop and you're like, so pause, and people won't see that as weakness. I think, well, at least for Don, it works that people, they do think that he's considering his words. So it is actually a good thing, right? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Sometimes in a social situation, we think acting a certain way is better. Or, for example, yeah, like the example that you gave, people don't like awkward, start to feel uneasy. So a way to make up for the awkward silence, people just start speaking. But then you have to ask yourself, why are you just speaking when you don't actually have anything to say? So yeah, Don Draper is a perfect example, and I've seen the video that you have seen, and they point out that
Yeah.
he takes the time to think about what he wants to say, and ultimately values his words that he is using.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's great that you watched the video. Cool. Yeah. And the third thing that they talked about in that video is do not try to convince people to do something. And I think that usually in life, that's what I think, not intentionally, but we are trying somehow to make others do what we want or as we wish in a way that is not very conscious. We are manipulating situations and people to get what we want. And and apparently he doesn't do that, or he doesn't do that in an obvious way. He I don't understand because I haven't watched the TV show, but it feels like he's a lawyer, a seller. What is?
Yeah, he works in advertising, so he is always trying to sell ideas.
Mm, yeah, it is
Or actually,
interesting.
sorry, a
Yeah.
correction, to sell other people's ideas.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. That reminds me of something that my brother told me a while ago. My brother, he's a teacher, and whenever he goes to an interview, he always asks questions about the school that it's uh, that wants to hiring. So the school, he says, it was like he wants to know where he's going to work. It's not the school that asking him about his backgrounds or his experiences. He's asking questions, and in that way it feels like he is valuable to the school as well, if he's also evaluating if he wants actually to work there. And maybe it's what Don Draper does. He wants to sell things, but at the same time he feels like he doesn't want to sell it to everyone, maybe that person. So I don't know, that's what I got from the video. Like, it's not only he's selling, he's trying to make what he's selling very special, so the other person values as well. So you understand
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. It's so for example, um, so when your brother goes to the school, he wants to make sure the school is right for him, instead of focusing so much on him being right
Yeah.
for the people who are interviewing him or the school. So ultimately, I think Don Draper is okay, if they don't like his ideas, or he feels if this isn't the right company to work with, then he's not gonna work with them. It's not like, this is my idea, please buy it. Because if you always want the outcome to be a certain way, then you look desperate, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you just want the outcome. So it's basically saying, um, don't want so much from other people, and don't want so much from a situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you look desperate, you won't look confident. Like, you won't
Mm.
it won't be possible. And the last thing is that he is okay with whatever outcome he gets from a situation, out of a situation. So yeah, so maybe that's the ultimate thing that leads to confidence. It's like, well, you put yourself out there, you do your best, but if things don't turn out as you wished, expected, you trust in yourself that you will be okay. And you will, if
Mm-hmm.
you if you have yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the first 3 points in the video, but I think all of them are small things. The biggest point is you have to say to yourself, "I am okay." And I think a lot of people nowadays they struggle to tell themselves, despite what is happening, despite the situation, I am okay. It's like people always want an outcome. They want people to respond to them in a certain way, a favorable way to them. So yeah, I think that advice at the end of the video is so important to say that, okay, even if I fail, or even if this person doesn't like me, I am okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It is difficult though. I mean, it is a skill that we have to develop, but I think it is easy to feel like rejected, um, humiliated, ridiculed when people don't answer to you in the way that you expected. I think it is a great quality to have, like confidence. But I do understand that it is something that we have to develop, especially because I think there are a lot of limiting beliefs going on in our lives because of our past experiences. So we need to, I don't know, understand and deal with the past as well in order to become like more confident in life. It's not it's not that easy, but I do think it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if it was so easy, then everyone would be walking around in life feeling confident. So I think to tell yourself that you are okay and that
Yeah.
there are good points, bad points, being honest with yourself, it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Would you say that, for example, growing up in certain conditions, or how your family treats you, or how your family brings you up, do you think that has a big impact on how confident you are?
Yeah, I think it does. Yes. I think a lot of factors ha- have a play. Can I say that? A lot of factors have a saying in in that.
um, a lot of factors. How do I say? I'm not sure. Can influence
Can influence.
or
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
have an impact on you.
Have Yeah, thank you, Ed. A lot of factors have an impact or can influence the person that you become, and I think when you are growing up, the type of education that you have, the culture that you grow up in, yeah, some traumatic experiences. I think all of that has an impact, and maybe I mean, for example, imagine like one day you attempt to, I don't know, to present a, 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 a how can I say, a work in front of your classmates, but then
Mhm.
someone laughed at you, and then somehow that got stuck with you, and then now you think that you couldn't put yourself in front of an audience anymore because I never know how to say that, unconsciously,
Yeah,
subconsciously, I don't know,
unconsciously.
you have that
Yeah, subconsciously.
experience.
I'm not entirely sure.
Mm?
I
Sorry.
think it's subconsciously.
Subconsciously. So sometimes we are not even aware of what made us insecure, and some people, they will just say, oh well, I am an introvert. But yeah, so I was watching another video. Another guy was saying that he does not believe that people are born extrovert or introvert, that everyone is a potential extroverted. Am I saying this correctly? Extroverted?
That you are that someone is potentially an extrovert.
An extrovert. But then something happens, and then this person will retreat into a shell and will define themselves as introvert. But it was because of something that happens. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I consider myself to be introvert. Well, of course, I have a past. A lot of things have happened in my life and made me who I am. But I don't know. I wouldn't say that some traumatic event happened and made me introvert or something. But yeah. So we are kind of over time.
Good. So just yeah, just one thing. So you can say, I consider myself to be an introvert, or I consider myself to be introverted.
Oh, thank you very much. So I consider myself to be introverted. Ed, thank you so much for your
Right.
time. Thank you for your valuable insights. I loved having this conversation with you. And I hope you have a lovely weekend.
Cheers. Thank you. And I have one question for you. So the message that you wrote me, this is part of a YouTube channel, so I will be able to view the interview.
Of course, I would love it. I would love if you watched. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And tell me
Okay,
what you think.
fantastic. Well,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the
yeah,
sure.
it
I
was
really enjoyed
awesome.
it. Thank you.
It was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Talk to you soon.